Hey y'all, Kate from LoveStory here, checking in on Monday, November 2nd. Let me pull up my notes here and we'll get started. So today's reading quote comes from Joan Didion. I know we've heard a lot of her. Comes from the book, The White Album, the essay Good Citizens, but considering everything going on right now, this quote just felt like it was needed to be read. And like I said, I've read this quote in 2013 along with all the other Joan Didion, and I love it. So the quote says, "Rain was liquid sunshine," and it just paints that smiley picture. Usually rain is portrayed as a negative thing, a bad thing, sad, depression, all that. But Joan, living in California and going through all the droughts and the fires and everything, portrays it as a godsend, really, liquid sunshine. So I just thought that was a nice quote and a different take on rain. Now into our current reads. So the ebook I'm reading right now, Atomic Habits by James Clear, and I'm still really enjoying this. And the chapter that I'm reading right now, I think it's chapter 4. Clear writes about how your brain instinctively picks up on cues and certain signs of things that are going to be happening after habits form. He talks about a paramedic being able to predict a heart attack before it happens, a naval commander being able to pick out which missile is an enemy compared to his own planes just on the radar. Different things like that. And I can definitely tell, like, I can say this for sure happens. I've experienced this with some medical issues that I have with my own body. So there's like certain signs when I know something's about to happen that I can go and kind of either delay happening or kind of stop it from happening to begin with. So that definitely resonated with me. The physical books that I'm currently reading, still the same from this weekend, but did finish Bleak House, so I'll be doing a review on that in just a little bit. So A Passage to India by Forster. I'm still really early in this book, but I can totally see why this is recommended for an escapist novel. You just right away, straight from like page 1, you are completely submerged in India and placed in that like white person in India out of place mentality motive, and it's done very well. And part of this is due to Forster's excellent writing, and part of it is because he wrote this novel shortly after taking a trip to India himself, and so he saw it all firsthand. But Passage to India, really enjoying this reread so far. Next we have Plain Bad Heroines by Emily M. Danforth, and what I love right now about this book is that I love how we know that there are certain effects in this movie they're making that are manufactured by Bo, the producer, and that also Brookhants, the school, is rumored to be haunted, but we don't know which things are happening are manufactured and which are because of the haunting. So it leaves that kind of uncertainty up, and it kind of puts us in the mindset of some of the characters, so I love that. And then Mistborn, we have a separate reading vlog for this. I'm loving this so far though, and I hope to finish this week. But that is my check-in for today, Monday, November 2nd. Tomorrow's election day. If you haven't voted yet, go vote. Make sure you have a plan for voting, and we'll see you all Tuesday, November 3rd, election day. Have a great day. Bye. Hey y'all, it's Kate, just checking in on Tuesday, November 3rd. Today is election day. I know you're going to see this afterwards, but I feel obligated to say if you haven't voted yet, go vote if you're in the U.S. If you're not in the U.S., lucky for you. So our reading quote today comes from 2013, The House of Seven Gables again, and I thought this was nice because of today election day and the ramifications of whatever happens today. The quote says, "He would still have faith in man's brightening destiny," and just gives you that little bit of hope that the U.S. kind of needs right now. So on to the current reads. Atomic Habits, still really loving this book. I can't wait to see how to affect my habits, and hopefully in a good way. Passage to India is interesting, seeing the colonization in quote modern terms. This was written back in, I think, 1940 something, 1924, so way off. So not really modern times for us, because 100 years ago, but in terms of colonialization, it's one of those things for me, and I think a lot of, especially Americans, but especially white people, think of as in terms of history, but it happens all the time. So I like seeing that angle on it. Plain Bad Heroines. Okay, so what the heck, that cake pie thing that Adelaide made for Alex? What is going on? Dead bugs inside there? That's so gross. That made me want to throw up. And I'm not usually that squeamish. And also we got to see, in the next chapter, we got to see Harper being the celeb that she is, so that was kind of cool. Mistborn, there was a separate reading vlog for that, but that's my very quick check-in for today. That's about all I can handle right now. I'm gonna go fall into escape in my books, and try not to think about elections or anything like that, but that's it for now, and I will talk to y'all again tomorrow, Wednesday. Bye. Hey y'all, it's Kate, and it's Wednesday, November 4th, day after US election. We made it through election day, kinda, sorta. Still way too early to tell because there's so many absentee ballots and so much going on, but whew. Okay, so let's just move on because I can't talk about it anymore. Today's reading quote comes from In Cold Blood, classic thriller, and the quote, I read this in 2013, and the quote says, "Envy was constantly with him. The enemy was anyone who was someone he wanted to be or who got anything he wanted to have." And that's so telling for right now in this state of the country and everything. Yeah. So my current reads, Atomic Habits, still going strong there. A Passage to India. It's fun seeing notes from my past. So as I was reading this, I found these sticky notes for 2 chapters that kind of summarizes the chapters. Here's one. It's like past Kate didn't trust future Kate to understand these 2 specific chapters. So that was fun. Plain Bad Heroines. So I got a lot to say about this. First, Merit. So, I know she's supposed to be unlikable, or at least I think that's how to read her character, and I definitely don't like her at all. I don't feel any sympathy for her at all so far. But seriously, there's unlikable characters, and then there's just bitch. And, yeah. And so, then we move on to Alex. And what is going on with Alex? Is she crazy? Really crazy? Or seeing things? I have no idea what's going on with Alex right now. I'm confused, but in a good way, if that makes sense, because I'm intrigued to see how this all plays out. And her ghost is now haunting the future at Brookhaunts/Spike Manor, so this is getting really interesting to see how all these characters are playing out. But that's my quick check-in for today. I'm just going to drown in books after I finish my editing my paper that's due today, and just trying to escape this crazy world that we're in post-election, counting ballots and everything. If you want to find more books that will help you escape, check out my video that I made this week. I'll link it here down in the description and up above when I post this weekend. But Stay strong, try to stay positive, and we'll see you all on Thursday. Have a great day. Bye. Hey y'all, just checking in on Thursday, November 5th. It's Thursday, almost Friday, Thursday Eve, weekend Eve, whatever you want to call it. So today's reading quote comes from Discovering You, one of those books that we have quoted a lot here. Again, 2013. That was a big reading year for me, I guess. The quote says, "Managing a curious mind like yours must be a real challenge," and that made me chuckle. I loved it, so I thought we'd all need a little laugh here. Current reads, Atomic Habits, still going through that. I like the short chapters because it makes it easier to kind of, my reading is usually a chapter at a time in each of the books that I'm reading, so that makes it easy to do that. Passage to India. One of the things I'm really enjoying in this book is that not only are we seeing India, but we're really being immersed in India and the culture, because we're seeing all these different types of citizens and Indians, and it makes it feel like you're really there and you're really immersed in the culture, instead of just kind of looking at it from like a bird's point of view, an airplane's point of view. We're really getting that look into India, so I'm really enjoying that, and it goes with the title, Passage to India, so I really enjoy that part. Plain Bad Heroines. Okay, so now the three girls are buddy-buddy again because they went through this random haunting night. I'm not totally buying that they're all best friends and buddies now. I'm not sure if we're supposed to 100% buy it or if we're supposed to be skeptical, but right now I'm not buying it. And because this book goes into so much detail and so many different things that I don't really think needs to necessarily go into that much detail for the story, it's starting to drop in my ratings. I think it's about a 3.5 right now. It was at a solid 4 for a long time, but it's starting to drop now, so we'll see how long that stays. I'm in the latter, probably the last quarter of the book maybe. Hoping to finish it very soon, but it's dropping because there's just so much added detail that, like, I like reading it still. I'm not going to DNF it yet, but too much added detail that's not really needed in my point of view. Obviously, everything that I say about these books is in my opinion, and I'm not trying to push it onto anyone else. This is just a reading vlog and my thoughts about it, so don't take this as set in stone, but those are my thoughts so far, and we'll check in again tomorrow on Friday. Have a great day. Bye. Hey y'all, happy Friday, November 6th. It's Friday, it's almost the weekend if you're working. If you're not working or you're in the UK, it's the weekend. Yay! So today's reading quote is perfect for those who are in cold places. North Carolina right now is back into its like warm 70s weather, so we're not cold at all, although we had a cold couple days last week, I think it was. So, but this is great for those in like Minnesota, Michigan, where it's really cold already, or Canada. Yes, I know I've got some Canadian friends up there. Y'all got snow already. I'm not jealous, but I'm jealous of the cooler weather. So today's quote comes from The House of Seven Gables by Nathaniel Hawthorne again. I read this in 2013 still. And the quote says, "Nothing flourished in the cold." So if you've been in cold in the north, or, New England, or England or Scotland or Ireland, if you've been in cold weather, you know exactly what this means. No, absolutely zero. The only thing that flourishes is cuddling and like coffee sales. So that was a great quote for those that are in the cold already. Onto my current reads. So still reading Atomic Habits, still reading A Passage to India, still enjoying both of those. Plain Bad Heroines. First of all, I'm hoping to finish that today. See, I have brought Plain Bad Heroines and Mistborn to work. I'm like less than 100 pages now, maybe right at 100 pages for Plain Bad Heroines. So I'm hoping to finish that, and I'm being very optimistic and hoping to finish that so I can then move on to Mistborn and work my way to the end there, because I'm close to the end there too, while still being at work. So I am planning ahead and hoping that I have time to read both these books at work today. But in Plain Bad Heroines, a couple thoughts. So we've gotten to the point now where I really have no clue what's going on, meaning, like, I know what's going on, but I don't know why it's going on. That's right. That's the right W word. Why is this happening? So we see, like, Alex was eating this cake thing, and then she, like, looked down and there was, like, bugs in it, and it was really gross, and it made me want to throw up, which doesn't happen often. So kudos to Emily Danforth for that writing. But then, like, we skip ahead and then we go back to this story, and they're calling in a doctor and they're acting like she just hallucinated. And so, but then Libby was in the bathroom before that and there was stuff going on there. So I'm like, and now once we've skipped ahead again and we're with Audrey and the girls doing the movie, and Audrey has this same experience with blackberries and algae growing in her water, in the water bottle. So now, and they're filming on location at Brookhaunts. So now I'm starting to wonder if maybe it's this infamous curse of Brookhaunts that has kind of been playing in the background of this book the whole time. And I can't wait to keep reading and see what happens, and I'll check in with y'all later. I'm sure I'll have more thoughts as I near the end of this book. Like I said, less than 100 pages, so I'll check in with you all again very soon. But that's my check-in for today, and happy Friday, and we'll see y'all soon. Bye. Hey y'all, just checking in now on Plain Bad Heroines. Reading this while I'm sitting at work with no one else here. It's so empty. So I've gotten to the chapter where we've met Ava. We heard about her earlier with the girls and the picture, but now we've met her as a kid. And what is going on with her and Addie? Like, who is Addie really? And what is Addie all about? Because now I'm starting to question. Before, I wasn't really, like, questioning Addie. I was like, okay, these Libby and Alex thought, like, Addie was a little sus, but I didn't, like, actually believe it. But now Addie and Ava are getting close, and Addie's, like, teaching her how to do this nesting doll, which connects back to Alex when Alex first got there. And it's getting really suspect. So like I said before, I'm less than 100 pages to the end, maybe about 50 pages to the end now. I don't know, I didn't do the math, but meh. I'm really interested to see what's going to happen with Addie. So that's my check-in for now, looking to see what's happening with Addie. And I really like seeing Ava there and seeing Brookhaunts from yet another perspective, a younger perspective too. So we'll see how that goes. Oh, also, as I forgot to mention before, if you haven't read the book, Ava is Libby's secret daughter. She was pregnant, and then she married Harold Brookhaunts, and he sent her off to Paris, France, to be raised as their, like, niece. And Ava, like, knows, I guess, Hannah and her family, and Addie told Ava when she got to Brookhaunts that the real truth behind her parents. But she's like, I don't really, like, I guess it's true because they said it was true, but they're just Uncle Harold and Aunt Libby to me. They're just names. I don't really know them as mom and dad. So we'll see how this all develops, but I'm interested to see, definitely. Anyways, I'll check in later. Bye. Hi friends, so I just finished reading Plain Bad Heroines by Emily M. Danforth, and I've got a couple thoughts. I'll do a full review on this either later tonight or tomorrow morning. I guess that's Friday night or Saturday morning as you're watching this, so that review will go up probably before this vlog goes up, but some thoughts as I finished reading it. So we find out Elaine Brookhart died after falling down the stairs at Spite Manor and has left. We found at the very end that she left Spite Manor and all of the land to Merritt. We also learned the true story behind Spite Manor and the curse of Brookhants, which goes back to Spite Manor and the brothers and a person that lived there who is then connected to Adelaide, and Adelaide was the woman, also the woman that gave Sarah Dahlgren the Mary McLean book that became famous, and she also was the woman, the Russian woman in Chicago that tried to sell Alex the dolls. So she's connected in so many ways, and it's so scary. And we see Libby being essentially sucked out to sea, wrapped in what we're supposed to believe is seaweed, and her daughter/niece standing at the window watching her in the ocean and not knowing what's going on because they gave her heroin for a broken arm. So that was a crazy end to that part of the story. And then we have the ending with the 3 plain bad heroines at the movie premiere in Cannes, France. And that's when Merritt tells them that she's got more book deals and that she has inherited the land of Spite Tower and all of that. Earlier, before Elaine died, we learned that they all knew this was going on. I can't remember if I said this in the last check-in or not, but we learned that they all knew this was going on in different ways, and they all accused each other, and it left very bad taste in everyone's mouth, and they didn't get along very well after that. But anyways, I'm done with Plain Bad Heroines. I give it, I think, a 3.5, closer to 4 stars, but not quite 4 stars for me. And like I said, I'll give a full review later tonight, probably. But really good. Next up on my list is a Western. I think it's called Betty Zane by Zane Grey. It was one of my grandpa's old books, so I can't wait for a classic Western and something different. But that's my check-in for now. I'll do another check-in tomorrow morning on Saturday before I post this. But finally finished Plain Bad Heroines. You know that was my goal for today. So 4 minutes before I leave the office. So right on cue. And so that's it for now, and I'll check in with y'all tomorrow. See ya. Bye. Hey y'all, just checking in on Saturday, November 7th for the last time this week. First, we have to have a celebration moment because they just announced Biden has won over Pennsylvania, and that gives him the election, so no more Trump. So, celebration moment for a minute. Our reading quote comes from 2013, the book Discovering You, and it says, "I've yet again realized just how amazing you are." And I like this quote because it's a classic romance quote. You just imagine the person that you love saying that about you, and it brings a smile to your face, which we all need. So our current, I don't have a lot to update, just reading. I finished, as you know, I finished Plain Bad Heroines yesterday. 3.5 stars. I just posted a review on that, and I'll link it here in the description and up above in the cards. And the rest of my current reads are Atomic Habits by James Clear. Still going strong on that. That's my ebook. I'm really liking that book, and can't wait to see how it'll affect me and how it'll change my life for the better. These are some of the current reads still. Passage to India. This book is actually a quicker read than I remembered. I like it. I like the immersion in India, and I think I'm about halfway through so far, maybe a little more than that, so that will be done soon also. Because I finished Plain Bad Heroines yesterday, I'm sliding into a Western, Betty Zane by Zane Grey, published in 1903, says the sticky note on the front. this is actually one of my grandpa's books, which he conveniently stamped with his name on all of the books that I have from him. So I'm excited to kind of get that glimpse into his life back then when he was reading this book as a college kid, I think it was, high schooler, and that, you know, symbolic read. Nostalgia, that was the word I was looking for. So I'm excited to jump into that. I haven't read any Zane Grey books yet, so I've got a couple of them on our TBR lists. And this is the first. Also, as you know, I'm making my way through Mistborn. I'll probably be done with this today, maybe tomorrow. But there's a separate reading vlog for that, and once that's done, I'll post that up, and I'll post links in our weekly reading vlogs. But that's it for now, for today. And we will check in with you all again on Monday. Have a great day. Happy weekend. Bye.